Today's topic is all about avoiding deep hooking pike at all costs. The obvious solution is bite indication and striking immediately. So if you've got your drop off set correctly, nice and light, as soon as that bleeps, pulls out, pick the rod up, click the bail arm over and strike. If you're thinking, was that a pick up a bite, a couple of bleeps and it hasn't, I would just tighten into that fish, feel if there's resistance again, strike immediately. The word immediate is the word of today, really. So yeah, there are other ways to avoid deep hooking, and that is when you're using a bait is certainly don't have a trace where you've got your treble set too far apart, because when a pike picks a bait up, it takes its side on, turns it in its mouth and swallows it, so it's head first down the throat. So as you can see, even if this is down deep into, you know, the back of the pike's mouth, this hook, when you strike, you'll put it up through the mouth, and one of these two hooks should hopefully set in the scissors and you're away. So yeah, a biggish bait, hooks not too far apart, sort of 3 inches is ideal. So with these ready-made traces, you can see the hooks are set about 3 inches apart, which is ideal for a sardine bait, a medium-sized bait. One set down in the tail root, which aids casting, and one about halfway to 2/3 of the way up the body is ideal, leaving enough space for the pike to just turn that bait and avoid deep hooking. Now, if you're using a much smaller bait, you can just position the hook, just turn the actual bait, loop it round, and just hook it further down the actual bait. And again, when a pike picks that up, if it's a jack, let's say, or a big fish, it's going to have both hooks in its mouth, whether it turns it or not, and you can strike immediately, and one of those hooks will penetrate and just set, you know, nicely in the scissors. Another very good way is to pop baits up. It seems to, anything with a bit of buoyancy in it, whether it's a balsa stick down a dead bait's throat, or in this case a red poly ball, it's going to be moving about in the water, so it gives it movement, it gives it buoyancy. And what you'll find is bites from pike are not those little beep beep sensitive ones. You get full-blown runs, and your line will peel off the actual open spool, the alarm will sound, and then it'll stop, and you need to pick that rod up and strike immediately, because the pike comes in and it hits that fish at speed because it's thinking it's a dead or dying fish. So again, your hook's not set too far apart, bit of buoyancy, biggish bait, and everything should be working for you. But you know, as I said, the word of this topic is strike immediately. Any indication, check it, strike, because the last thing you want on your hands is a deep hook pike.